Let's continue our discussion on factorization, and now we were handling cases when the number beside the x squared is not 1. So another example for this, if you have 4x squared, let's say plus 8x minus 12 is equal to 0. So again, you can notice that all the equation is divisible by 4. So since my problem is in the 4 beside the x squared, the factorization does not become very easy. But if you divide the whole equation by 4, you're going to get x squared plus 2x minus 3 equal to 0, which you can easily factorize. So again, we start here. If this is a negative, so one of the brackets is a negative and the other is a positive. And 3 again does not have except 3 and 1 as the factors, but since this is positive 2, so in this case you're going to put positive 3 and negative 1. So you're going to get x equal 1 and x equal negative 3. Now let's look at the case where all the equation is not divisible by 4, like 4x squared minus x minus 3 equal to 0. So the first thing we said we'll think about is if I can divide the whole equation by 4. But in this case, the equation is not divisible by 4 since you have a negative 1 here and a negative 3. So what you think of is there's a nice method that says if you have a problem with this 4, take it and multiply it by the negative 3. Take the 4 and multiply it by the negative 3. This is just a mathematical manipulation that I'll tell you how to fix at the end. So in this case, you're going to get something like this. X squared minus x minus 12 is equal to 0. So this becomes much easier to factorize since the number beside the x squared here is 1. So you're going to get x and x equals 0. If this is negative, then one is negative and the other is positive. The factors of 12 that multiply to 12 and add to negative 1, you can get 4 and 3. But since this is negative, so you're going to put the bigger number to be the negative. Now you're going to get your final answers as x equal 4 or x equal negative 3. And since you multiplied by 4 at the beginning, you solved a different equation. You need to reverse the multiplication you did. So if you multiplied by 4, what is the opposite of multiplication? Division. So after getting your final answer, you need to divide by 4, the same number you multiplied by. So divide by 4, divide by 4. So this is going to give you 1 and negative 3 over 4. Right? So you need at the end, don't forget to divide by what you multiplied by. So let's take another example of this. If you have 2x squared minus 9x minus 5 is equal to 0. So again, if you said that my problem is in the 2, of course you can factorize this, but I prefer that method. So you can take the 2 and multiply it by the negative 5. Just the 2 multiplied by the negative 5, not the whole equation. So this gives you x squared minus 9x minus 10 equals 0. An easier factorization. Two numbers multiply to 10 and add to negative 9, always remember that you have the number and the 1. So it's 10 and 1 in this case. So since this is negative, so definitely you're going to put the bigger number to be the negative, which is the 10, and the smaller number to be the positive. So here it's either x equal 10 or x equal negative 1. Right? So don't forget that since you multiplied at the beginning, you need to divide at the end to reverse what you did. And this method will always work for whatever numbers you have.